What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's lesson we're going to be drawing Regigigas from Pokemon. Let's go through this together step by step. We're going to get started in the center of the page with the main section of the head. So at the very top I'm going to draw a half circle. Starting from the left side we're going to curve up and then bend that down on the right side. Now from the bottom of the half circle we're going to curve down and then in. Let's start on the left side. We're going to bend this around and in. And do the same thing on the right side. Now from here we just want to pull this straight down. Let's start on the left. We're going to curve in and down. Do the same thing on the right. And then we're going to connect the bottom with a smaller half circle. Curving down and then back up. Let's add in the circles. We're going to start at the very top in the middle. We draw one circle. And we're going to go in and fill that in black. Now from here we're going to step down and move to the side and draw that same size circle. So we'll draw one on the left, and then one on the right, and then again we're going to fill those in black. Now we're going to draw four more down the center. So at the top, draw that same size circle, and we'll draw three more. So leaving a gap, we'll evenly space these out all the way down towards the bottom. Then again, we're going to fill these all in black. Now there's these two large shrubs just sitting up on top of the shoulder. So let's start on the left side. This is a series of little loops that go all the way around and then back in. So let's start on the left side, curve out and then back in. And we just want to repeat this little pattern going out towards the side. Now we're going to start to bend this down and then pull that in. Now we want to take that and flip it over on the right. So we're going to line this up, draw that first curve, and again we're going to repeat this all the way around. And again we're just starting to bend this down along the side. You want to make sure that these are the same distance from the head. Now we're going to draw on the side of the body. On the left side, underneath the shrub, I'm going to curve down and then in. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting out here, and come down and then bend that in to the same height. Now we're going to draw on the top of the leg. Starting on the left hip, and curve out and then down towards the knee. And then from the knee, we're going to draw a straight line coming down side of the leg, come down to the same height. Now again, there's two shrubs that sit along the base of each leg. So let's start on the left side. We're going to draw these little loops that go all the way in towards the inside of the leg. Go up and then down. Now you can vary the size if you want. You can go a little bit bigger, then a little bit smaller, and just repeat this all the way towards the inside of the leg. Let's go to the right and work our way in. Again, we want to make sure that we match up the same distance. From the inside, we're going to draw two short lines going up towards the inside of the knee. Then we're going to angle up and in. A straight line towards the lower torso. Now let's close off the bottom. From the left side, I'm going to curve down and then back up on the right. We want to add a fold in the hip. From this point on the left, we're going to step up. We're going to curve up and out, aiming towards the hip. But we're not going to go all the way. We're going to stop right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right, aiming up towards the hip. Now we're going to move back down and finish off the base of the leg. Starting on the outside, we're going to aim these little curves going out toward the left. We're going to go a little bit wider as we come down towards the bottom. Let's do the same thing on the right, just pointing these out. And again, you can vary the size of these little loops. Let's go to the inside. Now we're going to point these inward. And again, we're going to make the legs a little bit wider as we come down towards the bottom. Now let's close off the bottom. Starting on the left, we're going to go a little bit longer with these little curves. I'm going to go as small, go all the way across towards the inside. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Now let's move all the way back up to the top and add some detail. Starting underneath the shrub, underneath the left shoulder, we draw 2 straight lines coming down. Let's line this up on the right and do the same thing. Then we'll close off the bottom with a straight line. Then we're going to add 3 circles on either side. Starting on the left, draw 1 circle. Then we're going to line this up on the right and do the same thing. Now let's come down all the way down towards the hip and draw in another circle. Again, lining this up on the right side. And then finally we're going to go in between these circles and add 1 more. Now we're going to go in and trace the circles out on the inside. So drawing a smaller circle. And then on the left and right of each circle, we're going to draw a tiny little half circle. And then we're going to fill those in black. Let's add 2 straps on the side of the body. Starting from the hip, we're going to draw a straight line going out. Now we're going to follow the same curve of the body, going out and up. And we'll pull that in towards the side of the body. Let's do the same thing on the right. Going straight out, curving up, and then pulling that in. And then we're going to move down and add 2 straps along the thigh. We're going to start on the left side, just above the knee, curve in, and then down. And we're going to angle up and in, and we're going to follow that same curve going out towards the outside of the leg. Let's line this up on the right side and do the same thing. Curving in and then down, angling up and in, and then curving out towards the side of the leg. Alright, let's move back up and draw on the shoulders. We're going to start at the top of the shrub on the left side, curve up and then out. We'll line this up on the right and do the same thing. Now from the top, I want to round this out. Curving out, down, and I'm going to pull that in towards the side of the body. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving out, come down, and then pulling this in to the same height. Let's add a seam in the shoulder. Starting from the tip, come straight down. I'm going to curve this in, aiming towards this bottom point. Now we're going to move to the side and draw on the arms. Let's start with the inside edge of the arm first. So from the bottom of the shoulder, I'm going to step up. I'm going to curve out and then down towards the wrist. Let's line this up on the right and do the same thing. Curving out and then down. Let's round out the edge of the arm. Starting in the inside, we're going to curve up and then down. Let's do the same thing on the right. Going up and then down. From the outside of the wrist, we're going to curve up and then in to right about there, towards the elbow. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving up and then in. And then from the elbow, we're going to do a hard turn. We're going to aim up and in behind the shoulder. Let's add the straps on the upper arm. Starting from the outside at the very top, curve in and then down, about halfway along the span of the arm. Do the same thing on the right side. Now from the bottom, we're going to angle down and out with a short, straight line. And then we're going to curve down and then in towards the bottom of the arm. Now we're going to go back to the top and thicken up the strap. So from the top here, we're going to step out, follow the same curve coming in. Now we're going to draw that same angle line going out. And then we'll curve in and then down towards the inside of the arm. Let's do the same thing on the right. Let's add another strap on the outside of the arm, just below the elbow, and curve in, and then down. Angle down and out, and we'll follow that same curve going out towards the outside of the arm. Let's do the same thing on the right. And then we'll add one more strap at the bottom of the arm. About halfway along this curve, we're going to angle up and in, and then we'll follow that same curve going in towards the inside of the arm. Now we're going to add two large curves around the wrist. Starting from the outside, we go out, and then bend that in. And on the inside, we'll go in the opposite direction. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving in, and then out, and then out, and then in. Now let's connect these 2 points with that same curve that we have on top. Now we're going to tuck the fingers underneath that wrist. Starting on the inside, we're going to start with a curve from left to right, going up and then down. Now from the outside, I'm going to come down and curve this out. Let's go to the inside and draw that same curve. And then we'll close off the bottom of the thumb with a half circle. Let's do the same thing on the right, starting with that curve along the top. Now from the inside, curve down and then out. Do the same thing on the inside, and we'll close off the bottom of the thumb. Now we're going to move out and draw the fingers curving the opposite direction. So we start up here, start with that curve. On the inside, we're going to go out and then down. Let's go to the outside and draw that same curve, and then we'll close off the bottom. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to tuck the second finger in behind. So starting at the very top, curve around, and follow the same curve of that finger coming down, and then we'll curl it up in behind. Do the same thing on the right. Starting at the top, curl around, down to the bottom, and we'll tuck that up and underneath. Now this wrist is going to wrap in behind the fingers. So we're going to start at the bottom corner on the left, curve down and in, go to the inside, curve in the opposite direction. Now in between the finger and the thumb, draw a slight curve. Let's do the same thing over on the right. Then we're going to go in and fill that inside area of the wrist in black. Now the last thing we want to do is add some texture to these shrubs. We're going to start on the left side. Start on the outside here, we're going to draw a curve, coming down and up. Draw one right beside it, and then leave a gap and draw one more. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. Draw that first curve, and leave a gap and draw another one. Now we're going to move all the way down to the bottom and draw it on the inside edge of the ankle. Draw one curve, connect it to a second, leave a gap. Let's add a couple more on this side. So one at the top, and then one on the outside. Let's do the same thing on the right. And one more. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Regigigas from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.